Hey Drop, welcome to Horsehead Bookends for another Gaming Friday. Today we are playing Twilight Inscription from Fantasy Flight Games. This is based on we're in the Twilight Imperium universe. I've never played Twilight Imperium before because I don't have that much time to sit down for one game.
Or enough friends,
but it's something I'm dying to play. Mike decided to bring this by. He was lucky enough to get it at Gen Con. It was one of the games that people were going crazy for, and I have no idea how to play. So what we're going to do, we have it set up for a two-player game, and we're going to see how we do. Mike's going to give us a quick little explanation of what's going on.
we are all factions who are trying to reclaim and find the lost capital of Mechatol Rex and claim the Imperium for our own. This game plays over a series of rounds where we'll be drawing out event cards. It's a roll and write game, so every round we're going to choose an active sheet that we're going to be marking off. So we're going to be focusing on either navigating through our galaxy and trying to find new planets to explore. We're also going to be expanding to those planets once we unlock them to either build space docks or find out what's on those planets and get some extra assets and resources to use. And then we'll be building warships and going to war with each other, as well as producing industry.
Now, right off the bat, the boards that you start with are very busy. And I'm going to bring the camera down in a second and show it to you. You do start with 4 boards. You have navigation, expansion, warfare, and industry. And each one, as Mike said before, it's a roll and write. Every time we roll the dice, you pick a symbol, you try to cross something off your board. Now this, my understanding, it could be a 2-hour roll and write
90
game.
to 120 minutes. And I think that mostly is going to come from trying to figure out your strategy, because like I said, you're only picking one sheet at a time. So when you work on your navigation board and you discover a planet, you're not going to be using those assets and everything that you discover on this round. You still have to develop them. So on your next turn, then you may be focusing on that expansion. So yeah, like it feels like there's a lot going on.
Now, what's the end game condition?
So the end game condition in this stack of event cards, there is, if you see, we have number 1, and they're going to alternate between black and blue. And we go through different eras throughout the game. And once we get to the 5th era, somewhere in this deck is a card that is an event called a Throne for the Taking. Once we resolve that final card, then we're going to tally up the amount of points that everybody has gotten based off of their the 4 different sheets.
My brain is going to be black and blue from this roll and write. So here, let me grab the camera, I'll show you the boards, and we're going to get started. Alright, so here are the 4 boards. I am sorry about the glare from the light. I will try and go in a little more. Your navigation board, expansion, industry, and warfare. We are just going to be circling these little things on the navigation board, for example, based on what's rolled.
Because if you look, when you go from sheet to sheet, if you start at navigation, it's actually the least busy and least complex. Because this one, you're really only worried about going from your home planet and drawing lines to new systems, and from system to system to circle.
That one's pretty easy.
And then when you get to here, you'll spend those planets to unlock a planet, and then be able to start spending the die to cross off the center. And when you finish a column or row, you get the asset that's around the side. Some of these are some of them are population, but some of them are advanced technology or advanced, some of these are advanced assets like these here, or this triangular symbol here. And these advanced symbols, these advanced assets, they could be used down here on these technologies.
Yeah, to unlock these quick per active things.
Also, down in your war sheet, if you notice your Dreadnought and your War Sun, you need to spend these two advanced assets in order to unlock the Dreadnought and the War Sun before you could actually build them.
Yeah, you only get to build
2 of them.
A limited, yeah, for the War Sun, you only get 2 of them.
You only get 2.
All right, well, let's start playing.
Okay, so first ventures. We have our first strategy card. So first we'll be choosing an active sheet because we're gonna have 3 of these pink symbols to spend.
Okay.
I am going to choose navigation.
I'm choosing navigation.
So with navigation, we could spend these pink symbols on the pink and the green symbols on this sheet could only be spent to explore. So you're going to be using those to draw out those circles. So if you're looking to try to, like, I might go 1, 2, because I made it into that wormhole.
But you can't use the wormhole yet until you unlock the gravity, drive.
And that's a good point. So these wormholes you can't actually use. All these technologies open up new things.
So this is what we have to use. We're using 3 of those, right?
3 of these, correct.
All right, so 1.
I'm gonna go 1. 2, 3. Okay, so our active sheet's going to be this.
All right, speaker rolls die.
Speaker rolls the die.
Then we're looking at...
So, now these in our game are going to go up to him here. So he's going to get another strength for war. He's got a double symbol down here, so that bumps him towards getting
exploration.
His expansion goal.
Expansion, okay.
And then the double blue goes towards his industry goal, which is this one.
Okay. Alright, so we got 3 of those, right?
Yeah, and technically you can, they say you're not supposed to look at your other...
No, you're not.
Player.
No, you're not.
Anything.
So you're not supposed to look until they're done.
Yep. Alright, so at least this we could circle something. That's nice.
Yeah.
So 2 explorers and a circle. Eventually, I'm going to order or go to Michael's and buy a set of multicolor clay markers so that
cool.
can have their own.
Cool.
They come out so nice, though.
I know. Okay.
That's it. That's a round. That's
Okay.
literally the whole round. Now we have round 2.
Alright, so that was Twilight Inscription from Fantasy Flight Games. I have to say, it is excellent. It is probably one of the best roll and writes I've played ever. It was really, really good. I thought Mike was just going through the different factions right now. So how many different factions are there?
There's 24 factions. Not only that, the 24 factions, all of your, like the industry sheets, all of the 4 sheets, there's 8 different ones of these. So the fronts of each of these are different. So even if I were to get the same faction again, I might not get the same 4 sheets, or might get one of the same 4 sheets, which means my path to Mechatol Rex, my path to building warships is going to be different. Even if I have the same freaking faction, my strategy is going to be different depending on the combination of sheets that I've gotten.
Yeah, I think now that I understand how to play the game, I had the Federation of Saul, which was my faction, and what it enabled me to do is you have to pick which one of your boards you're going to work on. Mine gave me the ability to switch almost catty corner to what I originally picked after the dice were rolled. So it really opened up different opportunities depending on what I was trying to do.
Yeah, so for me, I had the option of taking the necrovirus. So what's cool with them, or what's really interesting, is some of these factions are geared more towards specific boards. So like, he's really good for warfare. He never casts any votes. Any player who plays the necrovirus never casts votes, but what you end up doing is you spend your votes, either 2 specialty assets or 5 votes, in order to deploy a dreadnought. So you don't even have to unlock your dreadnought, you just deploy them. So, you know, some of these factions are like, and there's just so many different ones.
Yeah.
I mean, and they all seem to do such different things. Like, yours was able to cross. Mine was, if I went in a clockwise from board to board, I got extra symbols to use on technologies. It's really, really cool the way they're all so different.
So it seems like there is tons of replayability with this game. It said 90 minutes. I think it took us about...
I think it took us 1 hour and 15, and that was with learning. I mean, we even looked at the book a couple times. Honestly, the game could go much faster. I could see people with AP trying to figure out which symbols. When we were getting late game, once we had bonus dice
once we understood what we needed to do, we actually had to start tracking on top of one of the boards. They give you little dots that you can track out after you roll the dice. So it's because for some boards I had all the dice unlocked. I actually had to start putting the dots in so I knew what I had to play with on the board or on whatever board I was doing, so I can fill out everything. The final scores were very close.
Very close. 35.
35, 30, and the AI was 23.
I've got to say, the AI functioned extremely easily. And when you play solo, the AI just... essentially what happens is, if you're playing a 2-player game, the AI is going to be one of your neighbors. So you're comparing your battle score to the left or to the right against the AI, and the other one's against your other player. When you play solo, the AI is your left and your right. That's it. They're your left and your right opponent. Your battlefield, you just have to optimize both your battlefields against them.
Yeah, and it's hard because I think towards the end of the game, our war ramped up one after the other. I think the first war we did really well with.
First 2.
Yeah, every war after that, it just got away from us, and so I just kind of stopped going to war.
I stopped paying attention to war. I started paying more attention to trying to expand and get my industry moving instead of going into warfare, which became detrimental because I ended up losing 4 points on my warfare because I gained 4 points, but then I lost 4 points.
Yeah.
So had I spent more time building into war, I probably could have had a bit of a different... So my last round was crap. I spent all my time in industry and I didn't need to.
Yeah. So anyway, Twilight Inscription, it's awesome. I can't wait to get this. I think it comes out next week.
16th.
16th?
Yeah.
So hopefully, I did not pre-order it. I hope I can get a copy. But anyway, it was awesome, and I definitely can't wait to see it again. So if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, please don't forget to click on subscribe, ring the notification bell. You will get notified anytime I upload a new video. Any questions or comments, feel free to post them below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Otherwise, talk to you later.